Hey everyone. Happy Thursday, Friday to ya. Remember, today's the last day of the week, so you do not have class tomorrow. Today, what we're going to do is we are going to finish up Act 1 of Romeo and Juliet. There are 5 acts. We're finishing up the first one, okay? So we're almost 1/5 of the way done, about 20%. Today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reading one of the more iconic scenes from Romeo and Juliet, but we're going to be reading it a little bit differently than normal. This isn't the regular text, right? What I've done is I've gone through and I have essentially translated it for us with the help of some websites as well. But this is not the original Romeo and Juliet. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be reading a translated version to sort of better understand what this scene or what happens in this scene, okay? So the most important thing that you need to know is just listen up, read along, and then there are going to be questions that are popping up as we move through. Okay? So in Act 1, Scene 4, remember we had the giant monologue about dreams, and Mercutio doesn't believe in dreams. Romeo does believe in dreams, and at the end of Act 1, Scene 4, he says, I had a dream that I met an untimely death, and the path that I'm on right now is leading me there. Okay, so that's where we are. Okay, they're about to get to the party. Remember, Romeo is there for Rosaline. Juliet is there for Paris so that they can all get back together. Remember, Romeo and Juliet do not know who each other are at this point, okay? So there's a guy named Peter. He's just a Capulet guy, and he's going to talk to one of the servants, okay? Where's Potpan? Why isn't he helping us clear the table? He should be moving and scraping plates. When only 1 or 2 men have all the good manners, and even they are dirty, things are bad. Take away the stools, the sideboards, and the plates. You, good friend, give me a piece of marzipan, and if you love me, have the porter let in Susan Grinstone and Nell Antony and Potpan. Yes, boy, I'm ready. They're looking for you in the great chamber. We can't be in 2 places at once, both here and there. Cheers, boys. Be quick for a while, and let the one who lives the longest take everything. So that basically means, they're just getting ready, okay? Shakespeare there is just setting the scene for the rest of the story, okay? So they exit the stage, and Capulet, Tybalt, his cousin, Lady Capulet, Juliet, Romeo, Benvolio, Mercutio, and other guests are all on stage now. So in this scene, it's one of the biggest sets or cast ever during this play. So Capulet then welcomes all of the members of the party. Remember, Capulet, who's the father of the Capulet house, does not know that there are Montagues at his party, okay? Welcome, gentlemen. The ladies who don't have corns on their toes will dance with you. Ha, my ladies, which of you will refuse to dance now? Whichever of you acts shy, I'll swear she has corns. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what that means. Does that hit close to home? Welcome, gentlemen. There was a time when I could wear a mask over my eyes and charm a lady by whispering a story in her ear. That time is gone, gone, gone. You are welcome, gentlemen. Come on, musicians, play music. Yay, everyone plays music and they dance, while Romeo kind of sits to the side. Make room in the hall, make room in the hall. Shake a leg, girls. More light, you rascals. Flip over the tables and get them out of the way and put the fire out. It's getting too hot in here. Ah, my man, this unexpected fun feels good. No, sit down, my good Capulet cousin. You and I are too old to dance. How long is it now since you and I wore masks at a party like this? So that was basically just a lot happened all at once. So in the play, they wanted to make time move really fast. So they all get in, they all eat, then they move the tables over to the sides, they welcome everyone, and then they start dancing, and all the guys and all the girls get to dancing. I swear, it must be 30 years. What, man? It's not that long. It's not that long. It's been since Lucentio's wedding. Let the years fly by as fast as they like. It's only been 25 years since we wore masks. It's been longer. It's been longer. Lucentio's son is older than that, sir. He's 30 years old. And then Capulet says, Are you really going to tell me that? His son was a minor only 2 years ago. And finally, Romeo comes in, and he says, "Who's the girl on the arm of that lucky knight over there?" "I don't know, sir." "Oh, she shows the torches how to burn bright. She stands out against the darkness like a jeweled earring hanging against the cheek of an African. Her beauty is too good for this world. She's too beautiful to die and be buried. She outshines the other women like a white dove in the middle of a flock of crows. When this dance is over, I'll see where she stands, and I'll touch her hand with my rough and ugly one. Did my heart ever love anyone before this moment? My eyes were liars then, because I never saw true beauty before that night, or before tonight." All right, we're going to stop there. Who is Romeo talking about? I want you to answer that. Who is Romeo talking about? All right, let's see who he's talking about. Tybalt then comes over and says, and comes to talk to Romeo. Remember, Tybalt is a Capulet. Tybalt hates Montagues, hates them, wants to kill them, okay? I can tell by his voice that this man is a Montague. "Get me my sword, boy. What does this peasant dare to come here with his face covered by a mask to sneer at and scorn our celebration? Now, by the honor of our family, I do not consider it a crime to kill him." So Tybalt's like, "I'm going to kill this dude. He came into our party." And Mr. Capulet, the guy, says, "Why? What's going on here, nephew? Why are you acting so angry?" "Uncle, this man is a Montague, our enemy. He's a scoundrel who's come here out of spite to mock our party." "Is it young Romeo?" "That's him, that villain Romeo." "Calm down, gentle cousin, leave him alone. He carries himself like a dignified gentleman, and to tell you the truth, he has a reputation throughout Verona as a virtuous and well-behaved young man. I wouldn't insult him in my own house for all the wealth in his town, so calm down. Just ignore him. That's what I want, and if you respect my wishes, you'll look nice and stop frowning, because that's not the way you should behave at a feast. It's the right way to act when a villain like him shows up. I won't tolerate him." "You will tolerate him." "What, little man? I say you will." Am I the boss here, or are you? You won't tolerate him? God help me. You'll start a riot among my guests. There'll be chaos. It'll be your fault. You'll be the rabble-rouser." "But, uncle, we're being disrespected." Go on, you're an insolent little boy. Is that how it is, really? This stupidity will come back to bite you. I know what it'll do. You'll have to contradict me, do you? I'll teach you a lesson." And then he yells to the guests, "Well done, my dear guests. You're a punk. Get away. Keep your mouth shut or else." And then he tells the servant, "More light, more light." And then he tells Tybalt, "You should be ashamed. I'll shut you up. Keep having fun, my dear friends. The combination of forced patience and pure rage is making my body tremble. I'll leave here now, but Romeo's prank, which seems so sweet to him now, will turn bitter to him later." And he exits. Okay, really quick, we're going to pause there. I want you to give me a character trait of Tybalt, okay? Tybalt, yes, is a Capulet. That's not a character trait, though. Give me a character trait of Tybalt. Alrighty. So, what we're going to do now is, this is the iconic part of this scene, where Romeo finds Juliet, okay? Remember, Romeo was, all hung up on Rosaline, 40 minutes ago, and now he's, all gung-ho on Juliet. So let's see what he has to say. "Your hand is like a holy place that my hand is unworthy to visit. If you're offended by the touch of my hand, my two lips are standing here like blushing pilgrims, ready to make things better with a kiss." He's quite the romantic. "Good pilgrim, you don't give your hand enough credit. By holding my hand, you show polite devotion. After all, pilgrims touch the hands of statues of saints. Holding one palm against another is like a kiss." "Don't saints and pilgrims have lips too?" "Yes, pilgrim, they have lips that they're supposed to pray with." "Well, saint, let lips do what hands do. I'm praying for you to kiss me. Please grant my prayer so my faith doesn't turn to despair." Saints don't move, even when they grant prayers. Then don't move while I act out my prayer. And then he kisses her. Now my sin has been taken from my lips by yours. Then do my lips now have the sin they took from yours? Sin from my lips. You encourage crime with your sweetness. Give me my sin back. And then they kiss again. You kiss like you've studied how. Basically, like, you kiss like you've done this before. And then the nurse comes over and says, Madam, your mother wants to talk to you. And then Juliet moves away. So we're going to stop there again for a second. I want you, like, how are you feeling about this? They were comparing, like, their lips to pilgrims and saints, and then they just kissed, and then they're like, I want my sin back, and then they kissed again. Do you think that that's beautiful, or is that, like, a little bit odd to you? Go ahead and answer that. Alrighty. So Juliet leaves because her mom is calling to her, and Romeo asks the nurse, who's her mother? Indeed, young man, her mother's the lady of the house. She's a good, wise, and virtuous lady. I nursed her daughter, whom you were just talking to. Let me tell you, the man who marries her will become very wealthy. And Romeo says to himself, is she a Capulet? Oh, this is a heavy price to pay. My life is in the hands of my enemy. Come on, let's go. Right when things are the most fun is the best time to leave. Remember, Benvolio is one of those guys that's like, hey, like, I just want to keep the peace. It's time to go. And Romeo says, yeah, but I'm afraid I'm in more trouble than ever. And then Capulet finally addresses everyone and says, no, gentlemen, don't get ready to go now. We have a little dessert coming up. Is that really true? Well, then I thank you both. I thank you, honest gentlemen. Good night. Bring more torches over here. Come on, let's all go to bed. Ah, my man, I swear it's getting late. I'm gonna go get some rest. And everyone leaves, okay? So the party's over, and it's just Juliet and her nurse. Come over here, nurse. Who is that gentleman? He's the son and heir of old Tibero. No, who's the one going out the door right now? Well, that one, I think, is the young Petruchio. No, who's the one following over there? The one who wouldn't dance. I don't know his name. Go ask. And she goes to ask. If he's married, I think I'll die rather than marry anyone else. So she says, like, if he's already taken, I would rather die than be with anyone else. And nurse says, his name is Romeo. He's a Montague. He's the only son of your worst enemy. And Juliet says, the only man I love is the son of the only man I hate. I saw him too early without knowing who he was, and I found out who he was too late. Love is a monster for making me fall in love with my worst enemy. Somebody calls Juliet from offstage. Right away, right away. Come, let's go. The strangers are all gone. And they exit. Okay? So basically what happened is they shared a kiss. They basically looked into each other's eyes and they shared a kiss. One of the biggest themes of this story is love at first sight. Okay? And do you believe in fate? So the question that I'm going to leave you with here is exactly that. Do you believe in fate? Do you believe in love at first sight? Go ahead. Give us a pretty detailed answer on the question that's about to pop up. And have a great weekend, y'all. See you later.